This is definitely one of the best weapons in the dungeon, the Velocity Baton. This is a void area denial frame. Each projectile creates a lingering pull on impact and deals damage over time. You can get it from the first encounter and the final encounter. Now there's a couple rules to look for, but it has one very special thing. I'm going to talk about some other rules that I have. You can do some cool things with this, big things with this. That special thing, look out for attrition orbs. It's a priority drop. This is a build engine. I'm going to go through some of those things. And seriously, it opens up a different type of build crafting. Like, it's just flat out good, flat out fun. Dealing sustained damage creates an orb of power. This goes with the Bray Legacy trait. Dealing damage with this weapon generates a small amount of ability energy to the one closest to a full charge. So those ticks are going to give you energy. Here's the deal. I've been doing a lot of research and looking around. This is the perk table that I've seen, but I know that it's wrong. And I'll tell you why I know that it's wrong. And I can't put together the full perk pool until we have it in the database, but here's what's out here in the third: Slick Draw, Demolitionist, Danger Zone, Under Over, Unrelenting, Reverberation. In the final column, Attrition Orbs, Repulsor, Brace, Destabilizing Grounds, Harmony, Adagio, High Ground. Multiple tables have this, but as you can see, I have Repulsor Destabilizing, and everywhere that states that only rolls in the fourth on this weapon. So something's off. This roll is great, by the way. I'm going to talk about this roll later, but there's definitely some things switched around. I'm going to talk about some things to pair with Attrition Orbs. I have Under Over Attrition Orbs, which is great. Under Over deals 50% more damage to elemental shields and barrier champions. It deals 125% more to overshields. Enhanced is 140% to overshields, 55% to elemental shields and barrier champions. The weapon by itself on a single target works best on yellow bars. Shoot the shot into them. It deals sustained damage, so that helps the origin trait. One yellow bar from Attrition Orbs gives you 2 orbs just out of thin air. And mine, since it has Under Over, if they have shields, it's going to eat it away. It's going to melt it. So I like the roll. Otherwise, you're going to be happy with Attrition Orbs, but something like Reverberation is good. Unrelenting, Demolitionist, all going to be great, but I actually really like Under Over on this. Moving on. The Orb of Power grants 0.8% super energy. Enhanced is 1.1% super energy. So I do recommend enhancing it. I will once I get the materials. I think it takes about 10 ticks to spawn an orb. Could be less, could be more. But the whole idea is if you do this into a group, like say something spawns in, we're using Onslaught, like 5 or 6 orbs can come out just from shooting the pool in there. And on top of that, grenade launchers apply weaken, which is great. And on top of that, if you put on a void siphon, every double kill, it's spawning an orb too. I did the Onslaught 10 wave, like a 13-minute activity, 139 orbs. Yes, 139. It is there all the time. Solo play or team play. And that's what I want to explore a little bit. Like, what's so cool is what you can do with those orbs. And I'm talking about all 3 characters here. Like on Warlock, one of the things that comes to mind is the Speaker's Helm. The Restoration turret occasionally spawns an orb of power, so that's even more orbs. But with this many orbs, you could do things frequently. Solo or team play, like Powerful Friends. Collecting an orb of power causes nearby allies to increase their armor charge by 1. You can do kickstarts for your grenade or melee and just have high uptime, single or double kickstarts. Maybe you focus a nade build like I'm doing, a healing grenade for Speaker's Helm. So I have the nade kickstart. There's all the solar things on the kit like Benevolence. Then you can run like single, double, triple Innervation. Picking up an orb reduces the cooldown of your grenade. You can do triple surge for your weapons. Maybe triple void surge with a bait and switch edge transit with triple surging the velocity baton itself. There's things like powerful attraction. Using your class ability, those nearby orbs, they're going to be collected. There's time dilation, stacks on stacks, charged up, double charged up, whatever you want to do. And on the class item, yeah, there's time dilation, Reaper, powerful attraction. Like, you're not going to want Reaper or anything like that. Every single one of these armor mods are in play. Special finisher. Finishers generate special ammo for the whole fire team. Consumes 3 charges. Like, yeah, that's nice to have. But with how many orbs are out there, you'll have special ammo. Finishers healing you. Explosive finisher. Finishers restore grenades. All of these are so good with this grenade launcher. High uptime. This example is just Speaker's Helm. Using it for a grenade, but it's void, so like there's Nezarec Helm. There's so many things you can do. And obviously in team play, as you're seeing in Onslaught, teammates are going to have orbs for their surges or whatnot. And if you're doing like a solo dungeon or a solo lost sector, whatever it is, maybe you're jumping around a yellow bar or a champion, getting a couple orbs from this grenade launcher, staying alive with better already, running over it, your health begins to regenerate, or keeping a ×2 or ×3 surge up all the time. It's great. Really, really good. For Hunter, there's something like Renewal. This is Renewal Liars. You want the dust field a lot. Throw the dust field, get frost armor inside, targets deal less damage when they're inside the dust field. The possibilities are endless. They really are. Because with this, you throw it into a group, throw out the nade launcher, you get frost armor. They're doing less. You can do a sword, you can do liar's hits, all those orbs and kickstart, innervation, it gets the dust field right back again. You can go do it again. And all the things stasis with this, from the artifact, go into it. It's legit. On Titan, maybe there's a brawler modifier where melees do more, the Greaves. Set it up all around melee. Have orbs give melee, melee kickstart, all the time. The launcher is so good. Again, endless possibilities to have fun with. But the best part about it, not to get lost in translation here, regardless of what you do with it, all the standard things that we find value in are trivial. It's easy. You need health, an orb's going to be there for better already. Or recuperation, whatever you want. You need surges for a damage phase, it's going to be there. You want special ammo for your fire team, throw on special finisher, you're going to have special ammo. All the things that we normally use orbs for are going to be there, but now you can do so much more with it. And again, with how easily this thing's giving you orbs, Kvasov pairing out of the gate is S tier. Because remember, Kvasov, if you're using Prismatic, the fastest way to charge Transcendence Energy is with Kvasov. Necro's good, Outbreak's good, but Kvasov is right up there. I love this thing. I love this role. I plan to use it a lot, like a lot. There's a ton of builds to make, a lot of things to explore. But even if not, you can just throw it onto a build. It's going to make it better for what you want to do. But that's just one perk. I do want to talk about this Repulsor destabilizing role a little bit. It's a tried and true combo. Final blows cause nearby combatants to become volatile. Defeating volatile targets grants an overshield. Since what this thing is, I mean, it does the impact damage, it ticks over time. It causes volatile to proc from those ticks, and then you get the overshield. It's honestly one of the better weapons in the game with this perk combination. You could do your Falcon, of course, to start off with it, but Control Demo Titan, Devour Lock is great with it. All the little things on Prismatic as well. You can tie in the Stasis Artifact to it. And with the weapons with the Radiolarian Fluid from this past season, when I talked about those AoE effects like Jolt, Scorch, whatever, they're really good for this because it ticks. Like, this just has it built in. Damage over time. It's actually really good ad clear. And it's just something that you shoot and forget about. And this is just a completely different thing than the attrition orb one. And I've tried bait and switch. It's okay. Getting the damage up on it. I mean, there's also high ground. That is good. We know that. We saw that with the other one, Lost Signal. But really the one to go for is attrition orbs. The best part about that, it's not tied down to anything else. If you get that perk, you're good. Because it pairs with anything. And again, I'm loving Under Over. And I'm probably just going to keep this as my main one. Is the idea, I mean, you're going for yellow bars anyway. It's going to create 2 orbs on them. Most of the time they have shields. It chunks them down. It's really nice. But with how often I'm using it, Unrelenting looks good. Demo looks good. And again, if these are even there confirmed in the third, we need to confirm what's there. But all you need is attrition orbs. And I plan to make builds around it. It allows you to do those Dustfield things. Grieve things. Nezarec build, like even Foe Tracer Doomfang, right? Get high surges on those, spamming out abilities. When it drops, there are things to look for, Repulsor destabilizing, but the priority is that attrition orb thing. The weapon is good enough to be okay as just the weapon, has some denial, it can weaken with the artifact, and I saw a lot of people in contests using Lost Signal, the stasis one. It has a role, it has a place, but adding in this, all these orbs, is something completely different. And since it's a dungeon, you can keep doing the first encounter over and over again. If you want to do the final, you can do the final. I plan to look for different pairing perks, but this one's great. I'm going to enhance it, and I'm going to use it a ton. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about the Velocity Baton down below. The second ever area denial frame that happens to be void, which again is pretty cool. Prismatic fragment, you can make it do volatile rounds with its ticks already for attrition orbs. Like, it's good. And honestly, pretty surprising out of all the weapons there. But the special thing, I think it places it as one of the best dungeon weapons. I'd love to hear your thoughts though. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.